Welcome all to this special video. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, this is ICW video, and as you can see on my t-shirt, this is what we're going to be talking about today. Those three letters, ICW. My name is Anthony Walker. We're going to talk today and review ICW's Friday Night Fight Club. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, ICW's Friday Night Fight Club, Season 2, Episode 8 and 9 today. Now, because the reason why we're going to do this today, because we didn't have, at least I didn't have, and even though I did mention them on my podcast, I would normally have done this on my podcast or for my podcast, but the past 2 weeks, Episode 97 and 98, we were doing a very special show involving guests. I had Max Wrestling on, and I had Evan McCabe and Roxanne Woolhouse from, Evan McCabe from his podcast, as well as Max Wrestling, as well as the beautiful Roxanne from Offshoot Radio and Roxy's Room too. Check that out. But today, so I thought I'd bring you today. I was going to have done Episode 8 last week, but I didn't have time. So I thought I'll bring you both of them today. I've watched them both. And then when Episode 10 comes out, I would imagine, tomorrow on ICW's on-demand service, I'll bring you that on my podcast, Episode 99, this coming Monday. So, where do I begin? Episode 8 of ICW's Friday Night Fight Club. Oh boy. Kicked off with a women's championship match involving Carmel Jacob and Sami Zayn, who was the number 2 to Nikki Storm. These two girls had a great match, man. I mean, the highlight of the match was Sami Zayn's slingshot neckbreaker from the outside in on Carmel, which I thought was great, to be honest. And then Carmel eventually ends up spearing Sami in midair to retain the title. We all knew Nikki Storm's sidekick was not going to win. It was just obvious. But yeah, it was a good match nonetheless. The second match, I don't know what to make of it, to be honest with you. It was supposed to be a three-way match between Zach Gibson, Jack Jester, and Lewis Garvin. Lewis Garvin comes out wearing a Black Label t-shirt. Although Red Lightning comes out and tells him he's not in the Black Label. So Red then abuses his power and said that Jack has got the night off because he was ill. And him and Red Lightning, Jack Jester and Red Lightning, that is, sit on the stage steps while they watch Zach Gibson go one-on-one with Lewis Garvin. And it was actually a great match, but it was spoilt in a way because Jack Jester came in and took the victory. So it was still a three-way match, but it ended up being one-on-one for most of the match, and Jester came in and picked up the pieces. It was just ridiculous, to be honest. Joe Coffey had a great match as well against Andrew Wild, better known as Andy Wild, former Zero G champion. And, whoa, I fluffed my chair there. And it was great. A great wrestling, good old-fashioned British World of Sport style wrestling match, which Joe eventually ended up winning. Yeah, it was just a great hold for hold, move for move, solid wrestling match, basically. And like I said, Joe gets the win. End of the first show was the 55 tag team champions against the Tall family, which was just dominated by the 55, basically. It was just Kid Fight and Shah Samuels, the ICW World Tag Team Champions, or ICW Tag Team Champions, even though they're looking to get the tag team titles to be World Tag Team Champions. But, yeah, it was just basically the Tall family. They couldn't get along, and the 55 dominated the match and got the victory at the end. It was just a dominated victory by the 55. Now, for the main story of this episode. Chris Renfrew, yes, he is now the ICW heavyweight champion of the world. Beats Grado at the Square Go. Now, he came out and Red Lightning's in the ring. He apparently has accomplished his goal, and that was to get rid of Grado as champion, and he did that. And it happened. Grado is no longer now the world heavyweight champion of ICW. Chris Renfrew is. And now Red has acquired this plan to get Chris to be on his side, and the NAK as well. And the Suck It Up began. That was until Mark Dallas interrupted. Mark Dallas came out, basically tried to pull Red Lightning's punk card and called him out. And Red says that he has no friends, Dallas that is. He has no friends left. And he's the owner of ICW, the majority owner, whatever you want to call it. And while that was going on, Chris Renfrew's in the background, opening his shirt, the little shirt that he had on, and opens it, takes the shirt off, and on his chest it says, "I am a Mark Dallas guy." Sets everything up. Red Lightning turns around and receives the Stone Cold Stunner. Dallas convinces the evil guy from the NAK to join forces with him. Now, that Renfrew turned his back on him before, but now they see they've joined together for one common goal, because they both can agree that Red Lightning is a total fucking wanker, and they want him out. And it ended with, the show ended with Sweeney and Chris Toll escorting Mark Dallas out of the building, and Sweeney throws him in the back of his car and drives off with him. Where to? I don't know. But Red Lightning's dream turned basically into a nightmare, and Mark Dallas, in a way, took back what is rightfully his, ICW. But we all know this is not over yet. Episode 9 kicked off with a match that took place 2 weeks ago, which saw Kenny Williams beat BT Gunn. Although this time BT got his revenge, and it was just a basically carbon copy of what was 2 weeks ago. The only thing is BT ended up winning this time. That same move, that slingshot code breaker that Williams used to beat BT the first time around, BT countered it and rolled him up and got the victory. But all in all, it was a great match. They brawled all the way around the ring, hard-hitting match, hold for hold, kick for kick, super kick after super kick. It was just good stuff, good to watch. And it's indescribable, and this is why you have to go and see it. Go and watch the show, because it was great. It's a great match. And there will be a third match, just a case of when. And after the match, the beautiful Jennifer Louise tries to get a word with BT. Lionheart comes in with Liam Thompson. They attack Kenny, and BT saves him. Respect that. Polo Lounge. Polo Promotions basically mocked the 55 and the Black Labels, Drew Galloway. DCT comes out dressed as Bram. Mark Coffey comes out dressed as Drew Galloway. And Mark Dallas comes out dressed as Red Lightning. And then Polo calls out every tag team around the world and says he plans on making him and Polo Promotions plan on making the ICW Tag Team Championships the ICW World Tag Team Championships, which is A-OK. I mean, they've made the ICW World title, so it's not surprising that they're aiming to make the ICW World Tag Team titles. It's not surprising whatsoever. Local Fire Joe Henry and Davey Blaze against Liam Thompson and Lionheart. And I'm going to put a video in the description below of these two basically, and I say these two, Joe Henry and Davey Blaze, basically just taking the piss out of Liam Thompson and Lionheart. And you have to see the video below in the description. I'm going to put it in the description below of the mockery that they did. The entrance and then the Lionheart is a funny moment. All will be revealed below. I don't need to tell you what it was about. There's a video below of it, a clip from ICW's YouTube page. Check it out. It explains it all. Two great tag teams, though. I think it's the first time that Local Fire tag team together. They actually did a good job, and they got the victory. Lionheart and Liam Thompson would probably be in the experience of the two. Even though they've never tag teamed before, but out of the, experience-wise, because they were the original ICW members. And, Local Fire did a good job, man. And Local Fire got the victory. Henry basically challenges, when the time is right, challenges Davey Blaze for a 0G title shot, but then calls out a TNA superstar, which is making his debut March 6th, Mr. Anderson. For those of you that don't know, March 6th, Mr. Anderson will make his ICW debut, and it looks like he's going to go one-on-one with Joe Henry. So, should be very interesting. Very interesting. And it should be very interesting the fact that that Mr. Anderson is making his debut in ICW. Anyway. Where to now? A great match involving Noam Dar and the Square Go winner, yes, Wolfgang, sees Wolfgang using the brass knucks to get the victory over Noam Dar. Be interesting to see where that goes, because the leader of the group, of the NAK group, Chris Renfrew's the actual champion. Will Wolfgang be able to be the champion going into there? Will he cash it in on Chris Renfrew? Stranger things have happened in the world of professional wrestling, especially in ICW. But will he have the guts to do that? Because we don't Chris Renfrew stands, or when any NAK stands with the Chris Renfrew Mark Dallas situation. Is it going to be, have they joined together, joined forces? We know Chris Renfrew and Mark Dallas have joined forces, but was the NAK joining this little group thing? It's an interesting dynamic. And Joe Coffey just shoots an ICW, the status of ICW, pick a side, Mark Dallas or Red Lightning status, and calls out the world champion because he won the Wrestler of the Year again in ICW as far as the Bammy Awards. And he wins the Wrestler of the Year and calls out the world champion for Baromania again, should he get his wish like they did last time, because last year he won it and he got Drew Galloway at Baromania. So, will it be the same again? Who knows? And who will be the world champion going into Baromania, which I believe is in March. Speaking of the world champion, Chris Renfrew had to defend the championship against Mikey Whiplash. And all I'm going to say is here, guys, you need to watch this match yourselves. This is where you should subscribe to the ICW on-demand service, because this match wasn't a wrestling match. It was just a full-blown fight. Last episode, Mikey Whiplash, promo on the crowd and everything when he won Feud of the Year Bammy Award with him and BT Gunn, and this was just a straight up fight. Weapons, everything was involved, and eventually it's seen Chris Renfrew versus Mikey Whipwreck, and Chris Renfrew retaining the title to still be ICW Heavyweight Champion of the world. You've got to see this match yourself. It was just a fight all over the ring. I mean, you knew it wouldn't be a wrestling match anyway because, I mean, you know, you got the leader of the NAK and you've got a member of Legion. And last year's Fear and Loathing 8, NAK and Legion, who won Match of the Year as well, by the way, in ICW. The cage match they had at Fear and Loathing when they basically nearly just fucking killed each other. And sees NAK win the match. It was just incredible. A credible way to end episode 9 of the Friday Night Fight Club. Just a straight up fight, which eventually saw Chris Renfrew retain the championship. And it was just an amazing fight. It wasn't a wrestling match. It was a fight. Straight up fight. And Chris, like I said, retained the title. This coming week on the Wrestling Matters podcast, I will be reviewing episode 10. Everything's back to normal this week on the Wrestling Matters podcast. That about wraps this video up, guys. I'm gonna give both the shows 10 out of 10. This spot on. And like I said, I'll be reviewing episode 10 this coming week on the podcast. Yes, for 1 week only, we're back to normal this week. It's back to normal this week for 1 week only. And knock on wood, next in 2 weeks on the 29th, I'm going to be cutting a promo on the 100th episode. I'm basically just going to shoot. It's going to be nothing big. I'm just basically going to shoot. And the only way you'll get to hear that promo, it's not a scripted promo. It's just from the heart. Everything I've done from April 7th, 2014 to get from there to where I am right now. If you want to hear that promo, just tune into the podcast. It's on SoundCloud, soon to be on Podbean as well, and Stitcher Radio and iTunes. The websites as well, check them out, and YouTube.com as well. AJW Wrestling Matters, this very YouTube page that you're on. And that's why you should always subscribe to this channel for weekly podcasts, reviews. I've got a review coming this Sunday as well for the Fastlane show. Fastlane. And hopefully by the time WrestleMania comes around, I will have a webcam and I'll be able to do a live reaction for the WrestleMania show as well. You can see my live reactions. I will sit down. I will chill out with you guys on the live stream, and hopefully, we'll get a good reaction stream out of it. I've seen Tyrone Magnus do this as well, so it should be interesting. We have to wait and see on that one, though. But yeah, ICW is the place to be, ladies and gentlemen. It's the company to watch, because let's face it, you get a better chance of watching great wrestling than you do on Monday Night Raw every Monday, as we found out this past week. Still can't get over that Braun Strowman Big Show main event. But anyway, check ICW out. All the links to any ICW links I will put in the description below. Check out their YouTube page. I guess I'll have the information how to sign up for the on-demand service. You gotta sign up for the on-demand service because it is the fucking shit. And it is just a great promotion. It is one of my favorite promotions around, as you can probably tell by the t-shirt. Yes, I'm an ICW fan, and I'm fucking proud of it. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Anthony Walker, the Wrestling Matters channel. Subscribe to the channel for future wrestling content and weekly podcasts as well, episodes. Like I said, episode 99 is this week. Check out the 98th episode as well. It is on there. It is on the channel. The only way you'll get to see all this great wrestling stuff that I'm bringing to you via YouTube is if you subscribe to the channel. It's a weekly show, the podcast. It's weekly stuff on the channel. But who knows? It depends what I've got for you. It could be weekly, maybe a few daily things. We don't know. But like I say, the only way you'll get to keep up with anything that goes on this channel is if you subscribe to the Wrestling Matters channel. My name is Anthony Walker. Have a great weekend. Check out my games channel as well, Games Matter channel, youtube.com/Games Matter channel for live streams and me live streaming great gaming content. I've got a My Career mode coming on that channel very, very soon. So be sure to check it out. And until next time, guys, my name is Anthony Walker. Enjoy the rest of the week. Wrestling matters only on this channel. And not only does wrestling matters, ICW matters too. Until next time, guys, peace out.